Alright guys, so update on getting these tail lights and fender delete kit on. Pretty simple process. This is a great kit to have. Has the light built in for the license plate there. Just run it through there, pop it out, and it's plug and play, so that's nice. So now we're going to be installing this. And so it looks like if you guys are doing this at the same time, make sure to keep the license plate delete kit loose or at least off so you can slide this guy in here. It makes it easier just for future reference. Alright, I'll be back. Alright guys, so to make this easier when you're reinstalling, you can also do this when you're taking it out, but I just managed to get it out without doing that. This comes off here. So it goes around just like that. So you undo those two Phillips, this pops off, and it allows you to have a ton more room to work. You also have to unscrew this little bracket here, and I think you can go ahead and plug it into your guy, and it should, once you plug it in, you pop it back up here. Let me focus in. Pop it back up here, screw it in, so that'll hold it in place for the front, at least while you work on the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, so where we're at now is you got your tail light fed through. Make sure there's no gaps in this weatherproofing here. Go ahead and feed that through this management system here. Keep everything tidy. And then you got to connect to this guy, the main feed, which is one of these two. You guys can, see which one fits. I think it's this one. And then you're gonna want to just plug in your left and right blinkers in the OEM spots. And there's no way to really tell which is which, and so you're just gonna want to power your bike up, plug them in, hit the left, and see if the left blinks. And if the right blinks, then you got them switched. So I'm gonna do that now and see if I can get right the first time. All right, so I got everything plugged up. And I was wrong the first time, so I had to switch the two wires. I had the green one plugged up to the green and white input, and the black one plugged up to another input, and it was supposed to be swapped, so I got that fixed. Alright, so I got these two bolts put back in for the servo. Like I said, I got all the wires routed correctly, and I just started putting on these pieces back. It's just the same but in reverse process. Screw, and then that just sits here until you get these side pieces on, and then in which case you put these guys in to lock them into place. Don't forget to put everything seated properly with that spot and that spot. And also you can see you see that white square there, kind of looks like Velcro. Make sure that might pop off, when you're messing with it. Just all you gotta do is push it back on, snap it back into place like so. It'll be good to go. And then got your bolt here and your bolt here, and I'm gonna keep working on it, and I'll be right back. So when putting these plastic fasteners back in, just be sure to push this up back into this spot like so. And actually maybe farther, throw it up like that, and then get it into your spots, and, oops, get it right there and push it into place. Alright, so after you guys put your Allens back in here, make sure everything's tight, everything's plugged up right, then you can work your way over here, take your battery out. This is a little bracket. You have to unscrew one side 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter side there, and then a 10 millimeter right there. So once you guys do that, you can lift this up, take the battery out, and right there is your flasher relay. All you got to do, slide this up, and we're going to transfer that little rubber grommet type thing to your new one, which is right here, and then plug it up, and it should fix the flash rate on the back. Alright guys, so we got the relay installed and this is what it looks like. We got the flash or the strobe version on for the blinkers. Looks pretty good. And then you can program it right here for whatever else you want. So let's see what this looks like. That's regular. And then this is pulse, I think. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then yeah, that's basically the build. You put your seat back on and everything, and you're good to go, guys. So, all right, guys. So I started working on the front blinkers now. We're gonna be taking these off here and replacing them with these guys. So the first step, as you can see, I got going on already, is popping all these tabs out all around the inside here. And then this looks like one piece, but it's gonna split into two. So you work on one side at a time. You're gonna have to take them. You have to take all the rivets out at once though, because this only comes out in a certain way. These locking tabs here keep it in one piece unless you have them all undone and moving freely. So once you get that done, you want to work at the top right here. All this stuff is going to be loose, and this is going to be the only thing that gives you a real hassle. You want to slide up here and work the plastic out from around this edge here, out towards you, all around here. Once you get that, it should be pretty simple. And then you can get your screws right in here and change those out. All right, so now that we got your stuff off, you got 3 bolts on each one of these. They'll be hanging down. You're gonna work on your bracket. These guys are pretty tight. I suggest folding these rubber weather proofing stuff up. This one might be a bit harder. I kind of gave up on that one for now. Started working on this one. So essentially just do the same thing with that one. And then that's basically it. Just gotta reinstall the new ones. So I'll show you that one here. All right, so I got the first one undone. I'll show you my method here. So what I did was use some needle nose pliers. Had this pointed up like so. And got around the back over here with these needle nose and pinched this open. It's pretty stiff, so I would recommend using some pliers or something to get to it. So the best thing I think I'm gonna have to do for this is, I got that much showing, so I think I'm gonna use a nail here, and I'm going to put it up in between the latch and try and push the latch from the inside. It seems that's gonna be the easiest way, so let's see if that works. All right guys, I'm back, and that was by far the easiest strategy to get that one undone. So now all we gotta do is replace the hardware onto the new ones and reinstall. All right, so after installing all of your little bits back, just make sure this right one goes on second and the left one over here goes on first. If you're on the bike, it's right, left, but just look at this. This one goes on first, which is your right side of the bike, and this one goes on second. It'll make it way easier when lining these guys up. Small pro tip, if you haven't taken these off yet, I go right here. This bolt that you take off the back of your fender eliminator, your whole fender, those are a direct fit to these if you wanted to fill up that gap. So that works.